Dear students, welcome back. Today I shall discuss chapter number 12. The name of the chapter is Verbs Expressing the Future. In my previous two classes which I have taken, I have already discussed verbs expressing the present, verbs expressing the past. I have what? Explained in detail. Today I shall discuss how to use verb in future tense. How to use verb in future tense. So future tense, it is of four types. It is of four types. We know that future tense, the action which takes place in future tense. T-E-N-S, future tense. It is of four types. Simple future, S-I-M-P-L is simple future. Simple. Continuous future, continuous. Continue as future perfect, P-E-R-F-E-C-T, future perfect and future perfect continuous, P-E-R-F-E-C-T, perfect continuous, C-O-N-T-I-N-U-O-U-S. Future tense has four parts. These are simple future, future continuous, future perfect and future perfect continuous. Now I'll start my discussion with simple future. Now where to use simple future? We use for the action which will take place in future. We use what? That means simple. If you look at your book, or if you open your book at page 88, new book page 88, then one definition is also given in your book. Simple future tense is used for an action which begins at a certain future moment. That means, in other words, we can say that we use for the action which will take place in future. So what is the formation of future tense? Formation of future tense, simple future tense. Subject plus shall or will plus verb 1 plus object or complement. So this is the formation. Of simple future or future indefinite. Now let me write a sentence. I shall go to market. M-A-R-K-E-T. I shall go to market. Now, what is the formation? The formation is subject plus shall or will plus verb 1 plus object or complement. So here, I is the subject. Then according to the subject, we have to write shall or will. According to the subject, we have to use shall or will. Then verb 1, we know that go, went, gone. So this is the first form. Go is in first form of the, is in first form. So first form of the verb plus object or complement. If I say I shall go, it will be also correct. I shall go. This is the main one. Understood or not? So I shall go to market. So I shall go to market. So subject, then shall or will according to the subject, then verb 1 plus object or complement. Now with first person singular and plural, that is first person singular is I and plural is we. I, we. With first person singular and plural, that is I, we are to use shall. We are to use shall. I shall, we shall, like this. I shall, we shall. And with rest other, we are to use what? Will. He will, she will, they will. Now, we can also use with I, we can also use what? Will. We can use. But when to use? We are to use if that means something we are going to do with, that means we are going to do with certainty, that I will do that work, that I will do. I will do. Complete is sure. It is sure that tomorrow I will do that work. Then I will do that work. If you are certain, we can say, if you say something with certainty, if we say something with certainty, then if you look at your book, then new book page number 81, it is 89, it is written, we use, where it is written, yes. That means, which is, if that means we are to use, we can use what? Will with, that means normally in normal circumstances what we are to use? I with first person, singular and plural we are to use. It is not there in your book. I and, that means I and we, that means we are to use shall. If it is I or we are to use shall. Otherwise, that means with third person, with rest others we are to use what? Will. He will, she will. But if, that means if you say something with certainty, if we say something with certainty that you are sure that you will do, understood or not? Then in that case we can use what? Will. Understood or not? So the more correct is I shall, we shall. So I shall go to market. If we want to change it to negative, then how we have to change? How we have to change? So I shall go to market, this sentence, this is simple future affirmative sentence. If I want to change it to negative, then how I can change? After auxiliary verb we have to put what? After auxiliary verb we have to put not. I shall not go to school. SCHWL. I shall not go to school. I shall not go to school. After the auxiliary verb we have to put not. Then it will become simple future negative. Simple future negative. Now if I want to change this sentence from affirmative to interrogative, then how I have to change? Just bring the auxiliary verb at the beginning. Just bring the auxiliary verb at the beginning, then it will become our interrogative sentence. Shall, SHALL, shall I go to market? Shall I go to market? Shall I go to market? Then if it is interrogative, question mark. Shall I go to market? Shall I go to, sorry, I shall not go to market. This should be market. MARKET, market. Shall I go to market? Shall I? What I have done? Just brought the auxiliary verb at the beginning. It became interrogative. Now if I want to change this one to interrogative negative, then what I have to do? It will become shall I not? Shall I not? Shall I? Like shall I not? Shall I not go to market? MARKET, market. Shall I not go to market? Interrogative. Then It is interrogative negative, that is interrogative, that is why question mark at the end. Question mark at the end, interrogative negative. Just what I have done, I have brought the, that means if you look the difference between interrogative and interrogative negative, just I have put that one not before the main verb go. Shall I not go to market? Now another example. With this, let me form a sentence. He, then as I said to you earlier, with first person singular and plural we use shall, otherwise with rest others will, he will write a poem. He will write a poem. Now he will write a poem. He is the subject. Time and again I am saying, why I am saying that with first person singular and plural we have to use shall, and with rest other will, because if I say again and again then it will remain. So if you hear for many times, automatically it remains in the mind. That is why I am repeating. Sometimes repeating is boring also, but then also I am repeating. He will write a poem. For some students repetition will be boring, understood or not? But if you learn, if I repeat again and if you learn, then it will be better. He will write a poem. Now I have that means after subject shall or will I have written, then first form of the verb. Write is already, it is in first form. Write, wrote, written. We know write, wrote, written a poem. This is object or complement. Here it is object. He will write a letter. He will write a poem. Now if I want to change it to negative, this affirmative sentence into negative, then how I have to change? Very simple. After this one not, he, after auxiliary verb we have to put not. He will not write a letter. Write a letter. L-E-T-T-E-R. He will not write a, he will not, W-R-I-T, write a letter. He will not write a letter. Now if I want to change, he will, just what I have done after auxiliary verb will, what I have done, I have added this not, and it became negative. Simple future negative. Now if I want to change it to interrogative, then what I have to do? If this sentence, if we want to change it to interrogative or transform into interrogative, then what we have to do? Just bring the auxiliary verb at the beginning. At the beginning, will he, capital, will he write a poem? Will he, making mistakes, he will not write a poem. P-O-E-M. He will not write a poem. Will he write a poem? Will he write a P-O-E-M? Will he write a poem? Will he write a poem? Then if it is interrogative, then question mark at the end. Interrogative, then question mark at the end. Don't forget these things. Question, if you don't write question, if you don't put question mark at the end of an interrogative sentence, then you will not get marks. Understood or not? So we have to put what? Interrogative question mark at the end of the interrogative sentence. Will he write a poem? Will he write a poem? Then if I want to change this sentence into interrogative negative, then what I have to do? Very simple. Just from this also we can write, will he not write a poem? Will he not write a poem? Will he not write a poem? Then question mark and at the end. Will he not write a poem? This is simple future interrogative negative. I hope you have understood. Will he not write a poem? Now next is future continuous. Next is future continuous. Will he? Yes, not write a poem. Now future continuous. I hope you have understood simple future. Now future continuous. So the action that will be in progress at a given moment in future. The action which will be in progress in future. The action which will be in progress at a given moment in future. Now the formation of future continuous is subject plus shall or will plus be plus verb 1 plus ing plus object or complement. So the formation of future continuous is subject plus shall or will plus be plus verb 1 plus ing plus object or complement. Now if I write a sentence, so again I am repeating it. Subject, at first we have to write a subject, then according to the subject we have to write shall or will, then after shall or will we have to write what? Be. Then after this be we have to write a verb which should be in first form, then verb plus ing, playing, singing, like this, then plus object or complement. So they, I am writing a sentence, they will, then after shall or will we have to write what? Be. They will be working, 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 they will be working. If you want you can write object or complement, if you don't want then it is up to you. So they will be working. So here subject is they, then already I have told you twice or thrice that with I and we have to write what? Shall, otherwise will. Then after shall or will be, then work is the verb and ing is there. So they will be working, If I want to change this future continuous affirmative sentence into negative, then how I have to change? Just put not after auxiliary verb. They will not be working. Just put not after auxiliary verb will. They will not be working. Now if I want to change this sentence, affirmative sentence, into interrogative, then how I have to change? Then very simple, just bring the auxiliary verb at the beginning. It will be our interrogative, that means future continuous interrogative. Will they be working? Working, working, and we know that if it is interrogative then we have to put question mark at the end. Will they be working? Now if I want to change this sentence, they will be working, into, that means they will be working, to interrogative, that means future continuous interrogative negative, then how I have to change? Very simple. At first auxiliary verb, we know that if it is interrogative then auxiliary verb will, they, then they, will they not be, will they not be working? WORKING. Will they not be working? Question mark at the end. Very simple. This was our negative sentence. This was our, that means future continuous negative sentence. Just bring the will at the beginning. Will they not be working? Will they not be working? So I hope you have understood this. Now future perfect. Now future perfect. Now I shall discuss future perfect. While, now before going to future perfect, another thing which I should explain is that in your book, new book, that means page number 88, you will see that going to form is there. Going to, so what that means, we can write sentences like this. That means I am going to play, or I am going to, let me write it, I am going to sleep. For example, sleep. I am going to sleep. I am going to sleep. Or he is going I am going to sleep, or he is going to ing, he is going to shift, SHIFT, he is going to shift, he is going to shift. Now for example, I am going to sleep or he is going to shift. You might think that this is what? That means present continuous tense. But we can also write like this. That means we can also use in future also, we can use this sentence in future also. When we can use, that means we use going to talk about intention, to talk about intentions, about things we have already decided to do. That means if something we have already decided to do, that means we are going to play tomorrow, we are going to play tomorrow, it is sure. That means we have decided that it will happen tomorrow, it will anyhow happen tomorrow. If we are not sure about something, then we normally say I shall play tomorrow, I shall play tomorrow. If you are sure, you have already decided, that means then we can write like this, I am going to. Sometimes we say or not, it is going to rain, it is going to rain. Seeing the condition, we feel that certainly it will rain, certainly it is going to rain, it is going to rain. So we say or not that if we say that in 5 or 3 minutes rain will fall, then what? It is going to rain, it is going to rain. So we can also use in future also, we can use. Now coming to future perfect, I have already explained, not already explained, that means in past perfect, what I have said, that means we should not use past perfect for just one action, for just one action which happened in the past. If two actions takes place, then for the first action, if two actions takes place, then for the first action, FIRST, first action, what we have to do, the first action will be past perfect, first action will be past perfect, and the second action will be past indefinite. Now if I talk about future perfect, then in future perfect is also like this. That means when two actions will take place in future, when two actions will take place in future, for the first action we have to use future perfect. When two actions will take place in future, for the first action we have to use future perfect, and for the second action we have to use present indefinite. We have to use present indefinite. In past tense, two action will take place in the past. For the first action we have to use past perfect, and for the second action past indefinite. And in future perfect, two actions will take place in future, For the first action, we are to use future perfect, and for the second action, we are to use what? Present indefinite. Now, formation of future perfect. Subject plus shall or will plus have plus verb, third form of the verb, plus object or complement, plus object or complement. Subject, what is the formation of future perfect? The formation of future perfect is subject plus shall or will plus have plus verb 3 plus object or complement. Now, subject plus shall or will plus have plus verb 3 plus object or complement. I shall have, then verb 3, I shall have finished my work before before I shall have finished my work before he comes. COMES. I shall have finished my work before he comes. What I have said is that in future perfect, two action will take place in future. For the first action, we are to use what? Future perfect, and for the second action, present indefinite. I shall have finished my work before he comes. That means I shall, before he comes into the scene, I shall have finished my work. That means it will take place first. And the action which will take place first, for this we have to use what? Future perfect. And for the second action, present indefinite. So, if you look at the formation, subject, I is the subject, then shall or will according to the subject. As I said you earlier, with I and we use shall, I shall. Then after shall or will, we have to write have written. Then verb 3, we have to write verb 3, finished. Finished is the third form of the verb finish. So I shall have finished my work. My work is the object or complement, and this is the second part. So I shall have finished my work before he comes. Now if I want to change this to negative, then how I will change? If I want to change this, then how I have to change? Very simple. Just put not after auxiliary verb shall. I shall not have finished my work before he comes. I shall not have finished my work before he comes. Remember this. Just put not after shall and before have. I shall not have finished my work before he comes. If I want to change this to interrogative, then shall I have finished my work before he comes? Shall will come at the beginning. Shall I, SHALL, shall I have finished, FINISHD, shall I have finished my work, WORK, work before he comes. Before, BEFORE, before he comes. COMES, before he comes. Before, shall I have finished my work before he comes. Now I hope you have understood this. Now that means, yes, this is finished. And if you want to change it to interrogative negative, then shall I not have finished my work before? Shall I not have finished my work before he comes? Shall I not have finished my work before he comes? Now future perfect continuous tense. Future perfect continuous tense. This is the last one. Future perfect continuous tense. Now future perfect, that means when we use future perfect continuous tense, the action which will be in progress and will continue for some time, and will continue for some time. The action which will be in progress in future and will continue for some time. For this we have to use what? Future continuous. Future continuous. Now let me write here. Future perfect continuous. That means the action which will be in progress, the action which will be in progress and will continue for some time. The action which will be in progress and will continue for some time, it is future perfect continuous tense. The action, again I am repeating, the action which will take place in future and will continue for some time, it is future perfect continuous tense. Now let me write the formation. Subject plus shall or will plus have plus been plus verb 1 plus ing plus object or complement, Now object. So the formation is, at first there will be a subject, then shall or will, then after shall or will we have to write have, then plus been, then verb 1 plus ing, then verb 1 plus ing plus object or complement. Let me write an example. I shall have been, I shall have been teaching for TWO2 HOURS. I shall have been teaching for 2 hours. I shall have been teaching for 2 hours. Now I shall have been teaching for I shall have been teaching for 2 hours. Now look at the formation and look at this sentence. Subject, I is the subject. Shall, according to this, shall, that means with first person singular plural we have to use shall. Then have, according to the formation. Then been, then verb 1 teaches, verb in first form, then ing, then object or complement. I shall have been teaching for 2 hours. Now if I want to change this future perfect continuous affirmative sentence to negative, then what I have to do? That means if I want to change this, then very simple, after auxiliary verb 2, 3 already I have discussed in simple future, future continuous, future perfect. I said that after auxiliary verb we have to put what? Not. I shall not have been, I shall not have been teaching for, have been teaching, TEACHING, I shall not have been teaching for 2 hours, HOURS. I shall not have been teaching for 2 hours. I shall not have been teaching for 2 hours. Now if I want to change this affirmative to interrogative, then just bring the auxiliary verb at the beginning. Shall I have been teaching for 2 hours? Then question mark at the end. Shall I have been teaching? Just I am just shall I have been teaching? Have been teaching, TACH, teaching for 2 hours, question mark. became interrogative. Future perfect continuous interrogative. Now if I want to change this to interrogative negative, then what I will do? It will become shall I not. Shall I not have been teaching for 2 hours? Shall I not have been teaching for 2 hours? Shall I not have been teaching for 2 hours? So this is the end of this chapter. If you don't understand anything, or if you find difficulties, then please call me at night. Thank you.